Nature has always been a guiding reference point for designers, not just for how spaces look, but for how they feel. Welcome to the Luxe Library, a monthly immersion into design moods, material mastery, and the art of surface storytelling. Each edition curates a world of finishes, a sensory dialogue between texture, tone, and light, designed to inspire the visionaries shaping our built environment. This month, the Botanical edit explores how organic materials, balanced tones, and refined textures shape environments that leave people feeling more grounded and connected. And through our surface technology, that expression becomes highly adaptable, opening the door for nature to move indoors at scale without losing its beauty. The first message of this month's chapter that I want to touch on is refined biophilia. And what I mean by that is nature simply has this essence, this capacity to inspire and shape the way that people experience space, the way that it can influence naturally, the way that designers gravitate towards ideas and curate the way that spaces make us feel. And it's always grounded in this overwhelming clarity, but it's calm and it's always connected and grounded. Refined biophilia takes that essence, that instinct, and translates it into the built environment. It uses modern technology, tones, textures, and that feeling, and it applies it in a way that feels very intentional. It's not just a literal copy and paste. It's about recreating the feeling that nature gives you, capturing the balance and applying it in the spaces to make it feel more palatable as a human being, one that's livable and aligned with how people are naturally gravitating to and that they want to respond with in their surroundings and environment. The second message within the Botanical edit that I want to talk about is applying nature at scale. And what we mean by that is the gap between design intent and real-world execution. That's where most projects stall out, lose momentum, value engineering practices start to creep in. Applying nature at scale closes that gap. And with architectural film, when we bring natural materials and textures into the design, we can extend them seamlessly across multiple surface and imprint areas, bridging that material language to carry through an entire space, further anchoring that singular, holistic design intent. That becomes pretty powerful in terms of holding continuity. And instead of fragmenting material decisions, designers create a more linear, cohesive aesthetic that reads clearly and cleanly throughout the space. Furthermore, it becomes more advantageous because you're removing the need for multiple trades, heavy materials, layered construction charts, and the vision becomes a more deliverable end product at a faster pace. The third message of the Botanical edit is enduring versatility. And this message really speaks to the challenge facing designers when they're tasked with creating a space that holds up across multiple environments without sacrificing integrity. You don't want it to become chaotic, but you might have to deal with high tenant turnover or a multi-use space that you want to have a singular cohesive design intent, but it's got to run through multiple different retail or hospitality environments. Maybe you've got brands or activations that need to be changed out seasonally or at a high frequency. You need this evergreen backdrop that stands on its own in terms of a luxury level design aesthetic and subtle enough where you can have brands and design splashes that come, show up, make an appearance, but it doesn't compete. And for designers, this really means giving them a higher degree of range and depth, toolbox, a palette range that can be applied with confidence. They know that they can go in and holistically impact a space with a singular spec product where it doesn't have to call for remove and replace or reworked project to project. Every time there's a changeover, it's the same status quo, systematic, come in, demo, remove, change aesthetic, switch out, rinse and repeat. This is enduring versatility that gives you the platform to adapt but hold up over time, and do so with confidence, and do so with a luxury line product that allows for aesthetic beauty but real world application and applied at scale.
Join us here each month for a new edition of the Luxe Library, brought to you by Soif USA Luxury Architectural Finishes. Your world reimagined. If this inspired you, share it with your community and your colleagues. Invite them to step inside the Luxe Library with us.